Thursday the 29th of August, and here we are in Sawmill Bay in Syd Harbour. What a beautiful calm morning. Obviously we get the sun a little bit later here because we're right up hard against the hill, which is on our east, but that's okay. It's on the hills over there, and we'll get it soon so we can start generating power. Beautiful. Okay, got a bit of a formation going here, 3 planes. Somewhere there. Maybe just taking tourists to the reef off the cruise ship, who knows? Hi folks, I'm just leaving Sawmill Bay behind me now. Just been underway for a couple of minutes, just motoring away so I can pull up the sails. Yeah, it's not the best news this morning. My tender, the rubber inflatable, which I put in for repairs day before, and they rang me this morning and said yeah, it's going to cost more to fix than it's actually worth, so yeah, we'll give that a miss. I'm just looking at other options now, possibly getting one delivered to Airlie Beach. I checked with the marina, providing I go in for another night. When it's delivered, they're happy to receive it, so yeah, just in the throes of getting that done now. So I might actually just head down to Stonehaven. I know I mentioned that yesterday, but I thought I might as well go there now, because no point in going back to Airlie to do anything because it has to be delivered from elsewhere. So anyway, watch the space. Okay, just picking up a nice little bit of a breeze now. Not strong, but yeah, a bit more than we were having drifting out of Syd Harbour. Just getting out of the shadow of Syd Island there. And looking across, we can see South, Mid and North Mole Islands. And if you can make it out in the background, yeah, the mainland, basically. But yeah, it's very calm today. And just swinging around. Okay, so Syd Harbour was actually on Whitsunday Island. That's the channel once again between Whitsunday Island and Hook Island, and we're heading towards Hook today. Stonehaven, which is on the west coast of Hook Island. It's a calm day now. Normally I would probably go out to the other side if I could, which today I could, but I've actually had to order a new tender, so I really need to be with an internet connection, which I wouldn't have on the other side. Actually, I'm doing well to have anything at the moment at all. And Stonehaven sort of facing the mainland, so I'm hoping there that I'll, yeah, have coverage and get notifications when my tender is delivered. Really is a lazy day feeling today. Barely a breeze. It says true wind 6.5 knots. Maybe. It's hard to tell when you're going downwind. So as you can see, it's just slopping along there. Looking back at Syd Island, looking up the channel, or down really, I suppose. It is south. But yeah, that's where the wind comes from, so it's up. And yeah, just a stunning day. Haven't seen any whales yet, but the day is young. Just one of those days you can just dream away and then realise you haven't been watching where you're going. Yeah, Hook Island coming up here. Just that passage inside, or that bay, if you can make it under the jib, that's Nara Inlet. That's where Trevor and I stayed actually 2 weeks ago, I think today, when it was quite windy and we sheltered in there before we headed across to Airlie Beach. That inlet or bay is Makona Bay. That reminds me, I've still got some coffee in my flask. Not that it's Makona, we're not doing an ad for Makona, but anyway, interesting name. So, and then of course the passage between the two islands. There is an observation area there, just on this side of the left-hand cape, promontory, whatever. Apparently that used to be the popular place back in the day of the 60s and the 70s of viewing coral and stuff before they were doing all the excursions right out to the reef. So, yeah, not sure if I'll get there this time. Conditions aren't that great for that because the waves are going straight in there at the moment. So I might give that a miss. Anyway, we're going around that point somewhere. And it should be familiar territory as Trevor and I came up this way when it was quite brisk. As I said 2 weeks ago, it's features on a video from 2 weeks ago. Just looking back at North Mole Island, and looks like the cruise ship's still there. Yeah, we're actually getting regular radio broadcasts from Airlie, basically just warning everybody to keep clear of operations, passengers going to and from the cruise ship. I thought that was the radio coming on to say the same thing. Nara Inlet, and in there is Refuge Bay, which is where Trevor and I spent a night before we made a very brisk passage across this piece of water, right across over there to the top of North Mole and into Airlie Beach. Just behind North Mole you can see Mount Makara, which is basically overlooking Airlie. And Pioneer Bay, which is the bay where the cruise ship is anchored. Yeah, stunning day. What can I say? Looking deeper into Nara Inlet now, where we were last 2 weeks ago, and round to False Nara. So, yeah, it's a little bit different than it was when we came through here 2 weeks ago, beating up against that big swell and brisk winds. Looking back at the top of Hook Island, just cruising along the shore now, and looking down there at Hayman Island. You can actually see the resort there, sort of sparkling, sun sparkling off windows and stuff. Just cruising along nicely. There's Hayman right ahead of us, getting closer now. The channel basically between Hayman and Hook Islands. And we're coming up on the points down here, which means we're getting close to Stonehaven. Let's see if there's any moorings available. Little beach here. Yeah. Yeah, got the old wind over tide happening here. Got the wind behind us, not very strong. You can actually hear all the waves just going, and it's just barely moving forward because the tide's pushing them back. Strange though, because it's supposed to be slack tide at the moment, so very slack of them indeed. But well, we're making slow progress. Not in a hurry. Just got to get around that point really. So and then we should just about be there. Rushing off. I think it's a ferry of some sort, maybe even a Hayman Island one. Anyway, that's Langford Island. Hayman Island, you can see a bit more now. Hayman, I believe, is quite an upmarket resort. I always remember their picture as one of those mirage pools looking out over these islands. It's a pretty good selling point. Black Island, now it's also known as Bali High for some other reason. I sort of tried to look up to see if it had any relationship to the movie South Pacific. Not so much. So anyway, coming along here into Stonehaven. Doing a bit of motor sailing now. The wind's very fluky coming in here, so each time I turn the motor off, I think, hey, the breeze is back, and then it goes away, or it comes the other way, or as you can see now, it's pushing backwards in the jib, so it sort of consolidates the idea of, I should actually be pulling it in, but every time I go to do that, it comes good. It's like, oh, just a bit longer. Anyway, I think this time is it. Yeah, pretty impressive peak here behind us, just a big lump of rock, basically. Yeah, coming into the bay, not sure if there's any moorings, and unfortunately Oh, that cruiser was racing in. Now they've turned around and going back out again. So they obviously decided that was not going to work out. There's a yacht over there too. It was coming in. Now it's turned around. Maybe it found one there. Okay. Possibly there's some at the top of the bay here. So we'll go and have a check it out. See what we can find. Okay, so it looks like this cruiser is leaving. So I know at least there's one mooring in there somewhere. So, all good, hopefully. And also the place, actually. Sandy Cove there. Too bad I can't go ashore this time around, but, yeah, next week, hey? All good. Just nice to be amongst this kind of scenery. Okay, so internet so far is good. Hayman Island. Yeah, I should edit that out, but hey, keep it real. Yeah, Black Island, Langford. Langford's actually got a long sand spit, and you can probably see the boats moored alongside that. Probably a good daytime place. I don't think I'd want to sleep there, though. There's a bit exposed. So, now just looking back at the mainland. Well, here I am in Stonehaven. Stonehaven on the west side. Just a beautiful day it's been today. As you can see, the sun's going down to the horizon and going right around. There's a few boats here now, but yeah, some great scenery. Just looking at the surroundings here, basically nicely hidden behind these hills. And yeah, as with the name, Stonehaven, yeah, there's quite a bit of stone. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. Rocky sort of gorge there. And yeah, it comes down to a nice point there. Sort of expect the ship to come around the corner any minute or something. It won't. And yep, more there in Hayman Island. Beautiful evening. Thank you for watching another Fast Forward to Queensland video. As always, don't forget to like, comment on YouTube and subscribe to Dawn Radar.